Hi friends, this week we start with, yes, this is the example 3.15, the last example we had solved, and the next example is the 49th example. Let's start with it. Yes, let's continue with it. At a barber shop, expected number of customers per day is 8. That means our mean value is 8. Yes. What is the probability that on a given day between 7 and 9 customers inclusive show up? That means inclusive. Yes, these are included. These are not included. So that means uppercase F9 minus uppercase F6. Yes, because uppercase F9 covers all the values up to 9 and uppercase F6 covers all the values up to 6, and the difference of these two cumulative probabilities give us the desired interval 7 to 9 inclusive. Yes, I think you remember how to read values from the table. I mean Poisson table. Let's go to the Poisson table. What was the, yes, on page 58. Let's remember it. Go to the Poisson table. Yes. Yes, our mean number is 8. Let's find 8 as the mean number. Yes, it is 8 as you see here. And yes, uppercase F9 minus 6. Uppercase F9 is here. Minus uppercase F6. As you see, the result is 0.404 for part A. And part B, at least 3 customers. At least 3 customers mean, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Yes, is included. We can find it by 1 minus uppercase F2, right? Because uppercase F2 gives us the cumulative probability up to 2. If we subtract it from 1, we simply find the desired probability, and that is 1 minus what? Let's check out. Yes, again, our mu is 8. We will find uppercase F2. Let's go. Mu is 8. We will find uppercase F2. That's it. Yes. Yes, this is the result for this question. Yes, friends, I think this was not a difficult one. Let's continue with the next question on page 58. Yes. Yes, this is a good question. Yes. 3.52. Yes, high quality question, let's say. An airline finds that, let me check if it is recording. Yes, no problem. An airline finds that on average 5% of the people making reservations on a certain flight will not show up for the flight. If the airline sells 160 tickets for a flight with 155 seats, do you understand? The airplane has 155 seats, but they sell 160 tickets. Why? Because on average, 5% of the people don't show up for the flight. That means they don't come for the flight. On average, 5% do not come. What is the probability that the flight ends up overbooked? That means more than 155 people will show up. Let's first explain in Turkish. Burada arkadaşlar bir uçağın koltuk kapasitesi 160. Ee, pardon. Koltuk kapasitesi 155. Fakat firma 160 bilet satıyor. Demek ki uygulamada yapılan bir şey bu. Çünkü ortalamada bilet alanların %5'i gelmiyor. O yüzden koltukları maksimum kullanmak için bir riske giriyorlar aslında. Biraz fazla satıyorlar. Mesela 5 bilet fazla satmış. Hani beklenti nedir? Bir kısmı gelmeyecek ve sorun yaşamayacağız. Fakat ihtimaldir ki hepsi de gelebilir, değil mi? Burada bir ihtimal soruyor. Neymiş o ihtimal? Problem yaşama olasılığımız, yani overbook olma olasılığı nedir? Overbook olma olasılığı ne demek? 155 kişiden fazla kişinin gelmesi demek. 156, 157, yani 160'a kadar kişinin gelme olasılığı. Burada da bir ipucu vermiş. Gelmeyenler üzerinden soruyu çözün diyor. Gelenler değil de gelmeyenler üzerinden soruyu çözün diyor. Tabi 160 bilet sattıysanız ve bunun beklenen değeri olarak %5'i gelmeyecekse 160'ı %5'ini alıp gelmemesi beklenen sayıyı bulmanız gerekiyor. Bundan sonrasını İngilizce devam edebiliriz. Yes, a hint is given in the question. Use the Poisson approximation for the number of people who will not show up. That means we had sold 160 tickets times 0.05. What is it? Yes, it is the probability that the people will not show up, or it will give us the expected number of, mean number or average number of people that will not come for the flight, and that is 8. That is our mu, okay? Expected number or mean number of passengers that will not come for the flight. Why did we use 160 instead of 55? Because we sell 160 tickets, and 5% of the sold tickets makes 8. That is our mean or expected number of passengers that will not come for the flight. Then, what is the question? The question is, what is the probability that the flight ends up overbooked? That means more than 155 people will show up. Yes. When do we have a problem? If 5 people doesn't come, let's say 4, 5, pardon, 6, 7, and so on, 3, 4, and so on, which not coming passenger counts are problematic for us. If 5 passenger doesn't come, we don't have a problem. 6 doesn't come, no problem. 7 doesn't come, no problem. Problem starts at number of passengers up to 4 that doesn't come. For example, assume that 4 people doesn't come. That means you have 156. That makes 156 comes. 3 means 157 comes. All these are problem for us. 5 isn't problem for us because that means 155. Just we have 155 seats. So yes, the probability is the answer of the question is uppercase F4 because that is a probability that x equals to 4 plus probability of x equals to 3 plus. Yes. Uppercase F4, we will read it from the table with what? With mu equals to 8. Let's go to the table. 8 and 4, don't forget. Yes, mu is 8 here, and uppercase F4 is 0.1, as you see. Yes, let's turn back to the table. Yes, that is equal to 0.1 is the answer of the question. Let's end it with a small Turkish explanation. Burada arkadaşlar problem nasıl oluşuyordu? 5 kişinin gelmemesi, 6, 7 yani 5 ve daha fazla kişinin gelmemesi sorun teşkil etmiyor. Sorun 4'e kadar olanlar. Yani 4 kişi gelmezse, 3 kişi gelmezse, 2 kişi, 1 kişi ve hiç gelmeyen olmazsa bunlar problem. Bunların da toplamını bize büyük F4 veriyor zaten. Şimdi tabii bu bir Poisson sorusu. Nereden anlıyoruz? Bir, soruda verilmiş. Use the Poisson approximation. Soruda use Poisson demeseydi neden yine Poisson kullanırdık? Çünkü elimizde sadece mu var arkadaşlar. Yani sadece ortalama var elinizde. Başka hiçbir bilgi yok. Poisson da doğal rastsallığı ifade ettiği için burada kullanımı uygundur. Biz de mu eşittir 8 için büyük F eşittir 4'ü bulduk. Yani soruyu biraz yorumlamak, gelmeyen yolcular üzerinden düşünmek gerekiyor. Yoksa 150'ler, 160'larla bu soru çözülmez. Gelmeyenlerin kaçı bizim için sorun teşkil ediyor? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 sorun teşkil ediyor. Ortalamamız 8. Soru kolaylaşmış oluyor yani. Evet. Again, turn back to the questions page. 3.53. Yes, this is the last question from this section of the book. Yes. A region experiences on average 7.5 earthquakes, magnitude 5 or higher. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Magnitude 5, we don't involve with it. We only involve with what? On average 7.5. That means mu equals to 7.5 per year. Per year is also important, friends. Per year, yes. Yes. Assuming Poisson distribution, find the probability that between 5 and 9 earthquakes will happen in a year. Yes, between 5 and 9 means 2, 3, 4, 5, again 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. Between 5 and 9 means this interval, and we can find it by uppercase f of 9 minus uppercase f of 4, as you see. Yes, mu is given. We will find simplified uppercase f of 9 and 4. Don't forget 7.5, 9, and 4. Yes. Mu is 7.5. That's it. 9 and 4. This is 9. Okay. And 4. I'm trying to move it. I'd better write it. Yes. This was part A of the question. Go to part B. At least one earthquake will happen in a given month. Yes, month is critical here because at least one earthquake in a month means greater than 12 earthquakes per year. Yes, this is important. So, greater than 12. At least one. At least one. Is it included? Yes. Greater than or equal to. So, uh, in fact, it is probability that x is greater than or equal to 12, and it equals to 1 minus uppercase f of what? 11, because it is not included. 12 is included. It is something like this. And so on. Yes. The question involves with these numbers. Therefore, we will subtract uppercase f of 11. Yes. Let's find it. Again, with the same mu, that is 7.5, we need uppercase f of 11. And part C for the next same question. Find the mean and standard deviation of the number of earthquakes per year. Yes, in the beginning of the question, in fact, this is given. We have on average 7.5 earthquakes per year. As you see here, it is per year. So we already know that our mean is 7.5. But also, this is equal to variance. This is from the definition of Poisson distribution. In Poisson distribution, mu equals to variance. So, what is standard deviation? It is square root of standard deviation equals to square root of variance. So, what is it? Let's find out. Do we have a square root here? No. Let's take power 0.5. Approximate. Yes, that's all for this question. Burada arkadaşlar yılda ortalama 7,5 deprem hani 5 ve üzeri diye vermiş. Orası ilgilendirmiyor bizi. Biz sadece burada ortalamanın 7,5 olmasıyla ilgileniyoruz. Sorunun A şıkkı yılda 5 ila 9 depremin olma olasılığı nedir? Yani ortalama verilmiş. Sonuç 5 ile 9 arasında olma ihtimali sorulmuş. Yani bu da A şıkkında gösterdiğimiz gibi 5 ve 9 dahil büyük F9'dan büyük F4'ü çıkartarak rahatlıkla bulabildiğimiz bir şey. Mü 7,5 Poisson dağılımındaki demin baktığımız şu tabloda mü 7,5 sütununa bakıyoruz. Büyük F9'dan büyük F4'ü çıkardık ve sonuca gittik. B şıkkında ise ayda en az bir depremin olma olasılığını soruyor. Ayda en az bir demek, yılda en az 12 demek. 12 de dahil oluyor bu durumda. Bunu da birden büyük F11'i çıkararak rahatlıkla bulabiliyoruz. Yine aynı sütunda büyük F11 içimizi gördü burada. Son şıkkında da yıldaki deprem sayısının beklenen değeri ve standart sapması nedir? Bu zaten Poisson'un tanımından bildiğimiz bir şey. Ortalama ve standart sapma birbirine eşit. Ortalamada soruda verilmiş. Standart sapmada varyans birbirine eşit ortalamayla. Standart sapmada varyansın kareköküdür. Rahatlıkla bulmuş olduk böylece. Ve kitabın bu bölümünü bitirmiş olduk. This was the end of this section. We will jump over these sections. We will not cover 3.8. Also 9, I think. Yes, we will not cover this section also. We will continue with chapter 4, continuous probability distributions. Up to now, yes, we were involving with discrete probability distributions. Now we concern with continuous distributions. Yes, what happens? What is the main difference between them? Let me draw. Yes, up to now we involved with distributions like this. This is discrete. And a continuous distribution is something like this. Let me draw a better plot. For example, this is a continuous distribution. In discrete distribution, for example, what is the probability that x is between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? What is the probability that x is between 2 and 5. Yes, that is just the sum of these bars. We get the sum of these bars, and their sum gives us the desired probability. In continuous case, for example, what is the probability that x is between 2 and 5? Yes, we simply find the area between 2 and 5. Yes, this is integral calculation. And yes, in fact, main idea behind discrete and continuous distributions look similar, but they have some differences in principle. Let's have a look. All of the random variables discussed previously were discrete, meaning that they can take only a finite or at most countable number of values. In continuous discrete case, the number of outputs are countable. However, many of the random variables seen in practice have a more than countable collection of possible values. For example, the metal content of ore samples may run from 0.1 to 8. Such random variables can take any value in an interval of real numbers. I think you know what is real numbers. It can take any value, yes, uh, with a comma, and following the comma you may have several digits. Since the random variables of this type have a continuum of possible values, they are called continuous random variables. Yes, density. In continuous case, we use density word for what? For distribution. Probability density function. Yes, D is for density. In discrete case, it was PMF, as you remember, probability mass function. Here we call this probability density function. Yes. The function f of x is a probability density function, PDF, for the continuous random variable x defined over the set of real numbers R. Yes, a probability density function must be greater than or equal to 0 for all x. This is the first rule. Second rule, from minus infinity to plus infinity. I mean covering the whole x plane. Okay, how uh, for example, go to the minus infinity, this goes to the plus infinity. The area under the curve must be equal to 1, as you see here. Area under the curve, the whole area, I mean, let's draw it with blue. The whole area under the curve from minus infinity to plus infinity, f of x dx must be equal to 1. The whole area must be equal to 1. And probability that x is between a and b inclusive is the integral of f of x between a and b. So that is, we can find, let's turn back to the red pen. We can find the probability that x is between 2 and 5 by integrating f of x function. What is f of x? Here, this is f of x. In discrete case, it was p of x. Yes. F of x dx integral between 2 and 5 will give us the area. Which area? This area. Okay. Yes, what does this actually mean? Since continuous probability functions are defined for an infinite number of points over a continuous interval, the probability at a single point is always zero. Probabilities are measured over intervals, not single points. Yes. It is the area under the curve between two distinct points. Yes. Yes, we already said that probability mass function is used in discrete case. Probability density function is used for continuous case. Uh, this is a terminologic difference. In fact, the reality behind them are very similar. Example 4.1. Suppose that the error in the reaction temperature in degrees Celsius for a controlled laboratory experiment is a continuous random variable x having the density. Yes, here density function is given as you see, and be careful, our density function is defined between -1 and +2. That means it isn't defined outside this interval. It is only defined within this interval. Yes, that is important. It is zero elsewhere. Out of the interval, it is zero. Verify condition B of definition 4.1. What is it? Condition B. Condition B is area under the curve must be equal to 1. We will put f of x here and we will put minus infinity to plus infinity. But our function is not defined between minus infinity and plus infinity. Instead, it is defined between -1 and +2. So we will get the integral of the f of x squared over 3 between -1 and +2 here. Burada arkadaşlar bir sürekli fonksiyon var. Sorunun A şıkkında diyor ki 4.1 tanımındaki B şıkkını doğrulayın. Yani altındaki alanın 1 olduğunu gösterin. Tabii bu şart eksi sonsuzla artı sonsuz arasında. Bir sürekli olasılık dağılımının altında kalan alan 1 olmak zorunda. Bu kesin yani. Bunun dışına çıkamıyoruz. Bunu gösterin diyor. Tabii aslında eksi sonsuzdan artı sonsuza integral almamız gerekiyor ama bizim denklemimiz zaten eksi 1 ile artı 2 arasında geçerli. Bunun dışında 0. Dolayısıyla biz de integral sınırlarımızı eksi 1 ve artı 2 olarak belirliyoruz. Taking the integral x squared over 3 means x cubed over 9 within the same interval 2 to -1. Put 2 for x, it makes 8 over 9. Put -1 and subtract them. Minus minus makes plus, and the resulting area under the curve equals to 1. And the part B of the question says what is the probability that x is between 0 and 1? Yes, 0 and 1. So we will find it by putting 0 and 1 as the interval for the integral. 0 to 1. Same integral from 0 to 1. Yes. And it gives us 1 over 9 as a result. This is the area under the curve between x equals to 0 and 1. Yes. And cumulative distribution function CDF. Yes, the cumulative distribution function CDF of a continuous random variable is equal to yes, this is again integral. Yes, listen careful. We don't use x. Instead, we use t. Okay, dt, because x is the limit of the integral, upper boundary of the interval is x. Why? Because we want the integral to give a result as a function of x. So we use it up to x from minus infinity, this is important, to x. Why? Let's show it. assume that this is your probability distribution function. Yes. What is uppercase f of x? For example, you want to find area under the curve up to 4. That means, yes, from minus infinity to 4. This area means uppercase f of 4. All the probability values, cumulative probability values up to 4. From what? 0, not. For example, minus 1, minus 2, we don't know. In fact, we start from minus infinity. From minus infinity up to 4. Okay? If you want to make it as a function of x, uppercase f of x, you see it should be a function of x. So we use this integral with boundaries from minus infinity to x, as you see here, as we use t as our variable here. As a result, we will find a cumulative distribution function as a function of x. Yes, here we have a question. Let's have a look at the properties first. Probability that x is between a and b, here inclusive or exclusive doesn't differ in solution, because if you use equal sign, it is a very thin line in the x-axis, goes to 0. The thickness of the equal, or for example p equals to a column is goes to 0. So we can neglect it. Burada arkadaşlar eşittir ya da eşit değildir olması bir şeyi değiştirmiyor. Çünkü eşit olsa da olmasa da o iki boyutlu düzlemde çok ince kıl gibi bir çizgiye karşılık geliyor. O da aslında 0. Onun alanı 0 yani. O kadar küçük bir şeye karşılık geliyor ki alanı 0. Dolayısıyla dahil edip etmemeniz bir şeyi değiştirmiyor. X'in A ve B arasında gelme olasılığı kısaca büyük F B ile büyük F A'nın farkıdır. Buradaki 2 kare değil arkadaşlar, dipnot. Yes, look, this is a footnote of the page, not square. Be careful. Footnote. It says the same thing. These are the same. And probability distribution function is the derivative of cumulative distribution function. Why? Because cumulative distribution function is the integral of f of x. So f of x is the derivative of uppercase f of x. Yes, let's have a look at the example for the density function of example 4.5. What is it? Yes, this example. Find uppercase f of x and use it to evaluate the same thing. Yes, the same question. Part B, question part B. Find it using uppercase f. How? Let's take a screenshot again. Yes. First, we will find uppercase f of x. What is uppercase f of x? And using uppercase f, find part B. Yes, uppercase f of x is what? From minus infinity to x. X squared over 3. No. I think you remember. We use t. T squared over 3 dt. Yes. Here, let me take a blue pen with increased weight. Yes. Here, we will not use minus infinity. Instead, let me take a bit bold. Yes, our function starts from minus 1. So instead of minus infinity, we will use minus 1 here and x here. Yes, we don't change it. X is important. Yes, this is t cube over 9, as you know. From what? From minus 1 to x. First we will put x for t. What does it mean? X cube over 9 minus 1 cube over 9. You know, it is minus 1 again. And at the end, it gets plus 1. So it is x cube plus 1 over 9. What is it? This is uppercase f of x. Yes. This was part A of the question. Part B, find p axis between 0 and 1, but use uppercase f of x. It is uppercase f of 1 minus uppercase f of 0. So put 1 for it. This is 1 cube 1 plus 1 2 2 over 9 minus 0. If you put 0 for x, you get 1 over 9. And the result is 1 over 9. I think you remember it is the same with the one calculated with PDF. In the previous question, we calculated with using PDF. If you calculate it using CDF, you just find the same. Yes, as you see here, you just find the same one. Yes. Let's make a Turkish explanation shortly again. Bu soruda arkadaşlar bir önceki sorudaki fonksiyonun tahtaya dönelim. Bir önceki sorudaki fonksiyonun CDF'ini bulmamızı istiyor. CDF'i nasıl buluyoruz? Eksi sonsuzdan x'e kadar fonksiyonda x yerine t koyarak integralini alıyoruz. Eksi sonsuzdan x'e kadar ama bizim fonksiyonumuz zaten eksi 1'den başladığı için dolayısıyla biz de integralimizi eksi 1'den başlatıyoruz. Bunu ilk başta mutlaka yapıyorsunuz. Yani eksi 1'den aşağısı yok bizim fonksiyonumuzda. O zaman buraya alt limit olarak eksi 1 koyuyoruz. Üstte x mutlaka duruyor. İntegrali alırken t kare ne oluyor? T küp bölü 3 oluyor. Altta bir 3 daha var. 9 oluyor. Eksi 1'den x'e. Önce x koyuyorsunuz. X küp bölü 9. Sonra eksi 1 koyuyorsunuz. Eksi 1 bölü 9. Eksi eksi artı 1 bölü 9. Bu bizim cumulative distribution function'ımız. Evet. F of x'imiz. Şimdi diyor ki B şıkkındaki 0 ile 1 arasında x'in gelme olasılığını CDF ile bulun diyor. CDF ile bulmak ne demek bunu? Büyük F1'den büyük F0'ı çıkarmak demek. 1 koyalım önce şuradaki fonksiyona. Önce 1 koyduk. 2 geldi. 2 bölü 9 oldu. Sonra 0 koyduk. Çünkü 1 ve 0 arasında. Oradan da 1 bölü 9 geldi. Sonuç neticede 1 bölü 9. Bu bir önceki soruda PDF kullanarak bulduğumuz sonuçla aynı sonuç. Dolayısıyla aynı sonucu zaten vermesini bekliyorduk. Hata yapmadık anlamı taşıyor. Evet. Bir soru daha yapıp öyle ara verelim. Let's solve the next question before the break. The time x in months until failure of a certain product has the PDF below. Yes, it starts from 0 because it is time domain, x in months. It cannot take a minus value, negative value. So it starts from 0. Yes. Find uppercase f of x and evaluate p is between these values, x's, pardon, between these values. We have to find uppercase f of x. It gives the solution, but not in detail. Let's solve it. Yes, here to find uppercase f of x, we have to take the integral between minus infinity to x exponential again. I made the same mistake. What is it? Yes, t. Yes, but as you know, this function starts from 0. That means instead of minus infinity, we will use 0 here. Yes. Let's continue to solve this integral. We have to make a conversion. What is it? For example, the best solution is make a change of variable u equals to e power 64. So what is the u? We do this conversion, variable conversion, because it is a complex integral. You see, we have a t square element and also exponential t cube element. So we have to make this conversion. If you put u equals to e to the power minus t cube over 64, what is du? It is the derivative of it. It is this. And as you see, this is very similar with our function. We don't have to make it similar with it. We have to make it similar with this one. In fact, it turns into what? From 0 to x. This is minus du, pardon. This is minus du. Exactly. It only has a minus sign before it. The only difference is this minus du. Pardon, this is also including a dt term. So it is exactly minus du. How can you integrate it? Minus du means it is minus u from what? From 0 to x. And equals to what? In fact, what is u? Minus e to the power from 0 to x, and it equals to minus e power x cube over 64 minus e power 0, and it equals to minus e power 0 is 1, minus 1 is plus 1. This is 1, as you know. Minus 1, it is plus 1. So this is equal to 1 minus, pardon, we have a minus sign here. Yes, as you see, they are the same. So if we want to find what's this probability, we have to put uppercase F of minus uppercase F of, and it will give you the same. I will not calculate it. We don't need. Yes, this is the result. Let's make a short Turkish explanation. Burada arkadaşlar ne dedik? Büyük f'i bulmamızı istiyor, kümülatif fonksiyonu. Bu da biliyorsunuz eksi sonsuzdan x'e kadar aynı fonksiyonu t ile yazıyoruz. Fonksiyonumuz sıfırdan başladığı için eksi sonsuz yerine sıfır koyuyoruz. Burada integral alabilmek için iki tarafta da t'li çarpanlar var. Birisi üstel, birisi normal power, onun kuvveti şeklinde. Değişken dönüşümü şart. En uygun değişken dönüşümü de bu. Bunu nereden gördük hemen? Biraz deneyerek siz de bulabilirsiniz. U'ya bu değeri verdiğinizde soru hemen kolaylaşıyor. Niye? Çünkü du, bunun türevini aldığınızda rahatlıkla görüyorsunuz. Eksi 3t kare bölü 64 çarpı üzerinin kendisi çarpı dt oluyor. Bu da soldaki integralin neredeyse aynısı. Sadece önüne bir eksi gelmiş oluyor. Dolayısıyla buradaki dt'li ifade aslında eksi du'ya eşit olmuş oldu. Eksi du'nun integrali nedir? Eksi u'dur. Sınırlar sıfırdan x'e. Eksi u'nun yerine kendisini koyduk şurada. Burada da 0 ile x arasında integralini aldığımızda önce x koyduk. Sonra 0 koyduk. Gördüğünüz gibi şu ifadeyi bulmuş olduk. Bu bizim CDF'imiz. CDF'i bulduktan sonra zaten istenen aralıktaki olasılığı bulmak için büyük F 5.28'den büyük F 2.84'ü çıkarmak yeterli. Böylece bir ara verelim arkadaşlar. On dakika bir ara verelim. Let's have a break of 10 minutes, friends. Yes, friends, let's continue with the next question. Example 4.4. Let me check. Any problem? No, it's working, I think. Yes. Take a screenshot from 4.4. Take a copy. Yes. The life length of batteries X in hundreds of hours has the density below. Yes. As you see, again, since this is a time-based question, hour, time. Again, X is greater than 0 is the interval for our distribution. Find the probability that the life of a battery of this type is less than 200, but the question says hundreds of hours. So 200 means 2, and greater than 400 means 4. Yes. That means probability that X is less than 2 plus probability that X is greater than 4. Therefore, you see the function starts from 0. So this one means from 0 to 2, 1 over 2 e power over 2 dx plus greater than 4 means from 4 to infinity. 1 over 2 e power minus x over 2 dx. Yes. The integral of this function is, yes, that's good. The integral of this function is 1 over 2, the function itself, over minus 1 over 2. Yes, because if you are taking the integral of an exponential function, you will first write the exponential function itself and divide it by with the coefficient of x, as here, with the interval from 0 to 2. Here, as you see, 1 over 2 terms eliminate each other, and it is again with the same function, minus e power minus x over 2, the same function, I mean. No, not minus e. Let's delete it. Yes. Oh, pardon. Yes, we have a minus sign at the denominator, as you see here. Yes. So from 4 to infinity. I wrote it shortly because it is the same integral as the previous one. So let me yes. How should we solve it? It is minus e power, put 2 minus 1 minus e power 0 plus minus e power minus infinity minus e power minus 2. Yes, here e power 0 means 1, minus 1 is plus 1, plus 1 minus 1 over e, plus e to the power minus infinity makes 0, because it is 1 over minus e power infinity. It is infinity, so 1 over infinity is 0. So plus e power minus 2, that is 1 over e square. Yes. So that it is equal to what? Let's turn back to the solution. Yes, as you see here, 1 minus 1 over e plus 1 over e square. Yes, those are the same. Yes, this is the result for this question. Burada arkadaşlar 100 saatler cinsinden bir akünün ömrü ya da bataryanın ömrünün dağılımı verilmiş. 100 saat cinsinden. Soruda da diyor ki bu akünün ömrünün 200 saatten az ya da 400 saatten fazla olma olasılığı nedir? 100 saat cinsinden olduğu için aslında 200 saatten az demek 2'den az demek. 400 saatten fazla demek de 4'ten fazla demek. İki farklı parçalı integral. Yani 0'dan 2'ye, aslında eksi sonsuzdan 2'ye ama fonksiyonumuz 0'dan başladığı için 0'dan 2'ye bir integral alıyoruz. Sonra 4'ten sonsuza. Bu integralleri de az önce gördüğünüz şekilde aldık ve sonuç 0,767 çıktı. Bu sorunun devamı niteliğinde bir sorumuz daha var. Refer to the previous example. Find the probability that a battery of this type lasts more than 300 hours. That is, probability x is more than 3, greater than 3. Given that, given then is, I think, mistake. Given that it already has been in use for more than 200 hours. Given means, I think you remember, given means conditional probability. So we can express it by probability of x is greater than 3 given that x is greater than 2. Bu soru bir koşullu olasılık sorusu arkadaşlar. 300 saatten fazla gitme olasılığı nedir? Şu verilmişse 200 saatten fazla gittiği zaten biliniyorsa. Yani 200 saatten fazla gittiği bilindiği koşulu altında 300 saatten fazla dayanma olasılığı nedir? Koşullu olasılık. Tabii ki koşullu olasılık formülünü uygulamamız gerekiyor. We apply the conditional probability formulation, that is P is x is greater than 3 and intersection x is greater than 2. That is what? It is given that its lifetime is greater than 200. What is the probability that it is more than 300? So the upper side is in fact intersection, and denominator is only right side of the conditional probability expression. The intersection of being greater than 2 and being greater than 3 intersection is just here. Their intersection is greater than 3. as you see here. So p greater than 3 over p greater than 2. So we integrate the same expression from 3 to infinity, from 2 to infinity, and these are the corresponding outputs, and the result is 0.606 as you see. Burada arkadaşlar 2'den fazla olduğunu bildiğimiz koşulu altında 3'ten fazla olma olasılığı nedir? Nasıl açıyorduk koşullu olasılığı? Hem 3'ten fazla hem 2'den fazla kesişim bölü 2'den fazla olma olasılığı. Hem 3'ten fazla hem 2'den fazla olmasının kesişimi 3'ten fazla olması arkadaşlar gördüğünüz gibi. Yani dolayısıyla üstte px büyüktür 3 kalıyor. Altta da px büyüktür 2 kalıyor. İntegralleri bu sınırları koyduğunuzda da rahatlıkla bu sonuca ulaşabiliyorsunuz. Example 4.6. For each of the following functions, I find the constant c so that f of x is a PDF of a random variable x, and find the distribution function, a cumulative distribution, uppercase F. Yes. Take a screenshot. Yes, here find the constant c. This is the first question. What is constant c here? Let's zoom a bit more. Yes. Find constant c. Yes, we will use the fact that, for example, this is your probability distribution. The area under the curve must be equal to 1. That means within the given interval from 0 to c, x cube over 4 dx must be equal to 1. I think it is understood. So integrate it from 0 to c must be equal to 1. So put c minus, put 0 equals to 1. I think you see that c equals to 2 here. Yes. This is the first part of the question. Find the uppercase f function for part A. What is uppercase f of x? It is from minus infinity, but here instead of minus infinity we will use 0 because our function starts from 0 to x t cube over 4 dt. Yes. Instead of minus infinity we will use 0 here because our function starts from 0. I think you see that it is x power 4 over 16. It is uppercase f of x. Yes. As you see, yes, these are the correct results. For part C, again, from 0 to 1, for x power c dx, dx must be equal to 1 from this definition. from this definition because area under the whole curve must be equal to 1. So it is 4x power c plus 1 over c plus 1 from 0 to 1 must be equal to 1. Put 1 first for x. Yes, that is 4 times this is 1. I don't have to write, or let's write it. C plus 1 for 1. If you put 0, you take 0, you get 0. So minus 0 equals to 1. Then c equals to 3. If you put c equals to 3, you see that, yes, this equality is confirmed. So c equals to 3, and put 3 and calculate uppercase f of x from minus infinity, but here I have 0 as a starting point, so write 0 to x. C is 3 for t cubed, this is c is 3 dt, that is equal to x power 4. Okay. And exercise 4.1. How many questions are there? Okay. And finish it. I think we can. The lifetime of a vacuum cleaner in years is given here. Find the probability that the lifetime of a vacuum cleaner is less than 2.5 years. Less than 2.5 years means, as you see, it starts from 0. From 0, x is between 0 and 2.5. But we have two different equations. The first part is up to 2. The second part is from 2 to 2.5. So we will use from 0 to 2. We will use this part. From 2 to 2.5, we will use this part. Let's start with the probability that x is less than 2.5 equals to from 0 to 2 x over 4 dx plus from 2 to 2.5 4 minus x over 4, or let's say, what is it, 4 minus x over 4 equals to 1 minus x over 4. D of x, yes. The first one, plus the second one. 1 means, let's integrate 1, it gives us x minus x squared over 8. Yes. Put 2, 2 squared is 4. The first one gives us 1 over 2, simply. This is the result from the first one. Plus, then we will solve this one. Let's put 2.5 first. 2.5 minus square minus, we will put 2. 2 minus, yes, and it will give us 0.5 plus, let's calculate, minus 1.5. Yes, this is, so the result is, no, yes, 0 point. Yes, this is the result for the first part. And between 1 and 3 years. For this part of the question, 1 and 3 years means probability that x is between 1 and 3 years is, from 1 to 2, we will use the first equation, plus from 2 to 3, the second equation. Again, the same integrals. And we will find Yes, let's screen this part. Yes, if we calculate it correctly, this is 0.75. Yes, friends, this is the end for this week. I hope you understood all the questions. Let's put a mark here. Yes. And this is the end of the lecture for this week. Thanks for listening. Hope to meet you next week.